Why do so many older women notice the smell of urine, even when they are freshly showered and perfectly clean? This is not just an awkward question. It is a silent struggle that millions of seniors face every single day. And here's the shocking truth: in most cases, the odor has nothing to do with being dirty. It comes from hidden mistakes in daily habits that quietly build up over time. If you've ever felt embarrassed by your scent or worried that others might notice something you didn't mean to share, you are not alone. Many women, despite doing everything right, still feel that something isn't quite fresh. But here's the good news. These odors are not an inevitable part of aging. They are often the result of small, overlooked habits that can be changed with simple, gentle solutions. In this video, we will walk through 6 common mistakes that can make older women smell like urine, and more importantly, how to fix them. And I promise the last mistake will surprise you. Before we begin, tell me in the comments where are you watching from today? And if you haven't yet, please subscribe so you never miss these helpful tips. Now let's get started with the first mistake. Mistake number 1, wearing incontinence pads for too long. One of the most common and yet overlooked mistakes that leads to a lingering urine smell is keeping incontinence pads or liners on far longer than recommended. These products are a blessing for many older women. They provide freedom, dignity, and the ability to leave the house without worry. But here's the problem. When a pad is left on for hours, even after a small leak, it becomes the perfect environment for odor. The reason is simple. The moment urine sits against the body in a warm enclosed space, bacteria begin breaking it down. That process quickly releases ammonia-like compounds. Those compounds produce the sharp, sour scent we all recognize as urine. Even though the pad may absorb most of the moisture, it cannot stop the smell. Once the pad is saturated, it actually traps odor against the skin and clothing. That makes the scent more noticeable to others, even when the wearer cannot smell it herself. Many women delay changing pads because they don't want to waste a fresh one after a minor accident. Others simply forget. But even a small leak leaves behind enough residue to trigger odor. The longer the pad stays on, the greater the chance that smell will build up, spreading to clothing fibers, skin folds, or even upholstery in the home. There is another risk too. Pads that are not changed regularly can irritate the skin. They may cause redness, rashes, or even small sores. Irritated skin becomes more prone to bacteria, making the odor problem even harder to control. So this isn't only about freshness. It is about protecting comfort, dignity, and health. I remember meeting a woman named Margaret, age 73. She was always elegant, always well-groomed, but she confessed that she felt embarrassed at social gatherings. Her daughter noticed the smell before she did. After a gentle conversation, they discovered the problem. Margaret had been wearing the same pad from breakfast until dinner time. Once she began changing it every 3 to 4 hours, and immediately after any leak, something amazing happened. The odor almost disappeared. She told me it was like getting my life back. I didn't realize how much I had adjusted my entire day around something I could fix so easily. That story is a powerful reminder. If you depend on pads or liners, do not stop using them. They are essential tools of confidence, but treat them like you would a wet piece of clothing. The fresher they are, the fresher you will feel. Think of it this way. Would you wear a damp t-shirt all day long? Of course not. The same rule applies here. Your comfort, your confidence, and your ability to move freely through the day are worth the extra change. If you're still with me, leave a quick comment with the number 1 down below. It lets me know you are here and that this is useful for you. Changing pads often may feel like a small action, but the difference it makes in daily life is enormous. You don't just remove odor. You restore freedom, you reclaim confidence, you protect your skin and your health. And that's why this first mistake is so important to recognize. Now that we've looked at pads and how they affect odor, let's move on to the second hidden cause, one that has nothing to do with hygiene, but everything to do with your health on the inside. Mistake number 2, hidden bladder or urinary tract infections. Sometimes, no matter how clean you are, no matter how often you change pads, clothes, or sheets, that sour urine odor simply will not go away. When that happens, the real cause may not be on the surface. It may be something happening inside your body. One of the most overlooked reasons older women carry a strong urine smell is a hidden bladder infection or urinary tract infection, often called a UTI. These infections are far more common than many people realize, especially in women over 65. As we age, the urinary tract becomes more sensitive, and the immune system may not respond as clearly as it used to. That means the usual warning signs like burning during urination, constant urgency, or abdominal pain may not appear at all. Instead, what remains is one of the few clues that something is wrong: a sharp, sour, ammonia-like smell in the urine. This odor lingers even after a shower or a fresh change of clothes. It can cling to underwear sheets and even the air around you. Because it often appears gradually, many women assume it is simply part of aging or that they are doing something wrong. But in truth, their body is signaling that it needs help. I once spoke with a woman named Helen, age 77. She had tried everything she could think of. She changed pads often. She washed carefully. She drank more water. But still the odor followed her. She became self-conscious around her grandchildren and even avoided social outings. Then during a routine doctor's visit, she had a simple urine test. The results shocked her. She had a low-level UTI she didn't even know about. She wasn't in pain. She never felt sick. Yet once she completed a short course of antibiotics, the odor disappeared completely. Helen told me I thought it was just me. I didn't know an infection could hide like that. This is more common than you might think. UTIs become more frequent in women who use certain medications, live with diabetes, or struggle to fully empty their bladder due to mobility issues. All of these factors allow bacteria to grow, and the odor that results can feel impossible to remove with surface-level changes alone. That is why, if you have already tried everything else better, hygiene, breathable clothing, staying hydrated, fresh underwear, and still notice a persistent smell, it is worth talking to your doctor. A simple urine test could give you the answer you have been searching for. And getting treatment doesn't only clear the odor, it helps you feel stronger, more energetic, and more in control of your daily life. It gives back confidence. It gives back dignity. So let me pause here and ask you, if you are still watching, type the number 2 in the comments. That way I'll know you are still here learning and staying engaged. Think about it. Something as small as an invisible infection could be the reason behind months or even years of embarrassment. It is not about blame. It is not about failure. It is about awareness. And awareness is power. By paying attention to what your body is telling you, you can catch these hidden issues before they steal your peace of mind. Now that we've talked about hidden infections, let's move to the next surprising habit, one that many women think prevents odor, but in reality makes it much worse. Mistake number 3, skipping hydration to prevent accidents. It sounds logical at first. Drink less water and you won't need the bathroom as often. Fewer trips mean fewer accidents. Many older women follow this thinking. But here's the truth. Holding back on hydration doesn't prevent odor. It actually makes it worse. When you are dehydrated, your body still produces urine, but that urine is darker, thicker, and far more concentrated. Without enough water to dilute it, the waste products inside become stronger. The result is urine with a sharp, sour odor that clings to clothing bedding and even the air around you. And it only takes the smallest leak for that concentrated smell to become noticeable. Imagine just one drop of strong coffee spilled on a tablecloth. It leaves a stain and a smell that lingers. The same is true for concentrated urine. This problem is especially obvious in the morning. After hours without drinking, the first urine of the day carries the most intense smell. Even a tiny accident can cause an odor that no amount of washing seems to remove. There's another issue too. Concentrated urine doesn't just smell worse, it irritates the skin. The delicate areas around the pelvis can become red, dry, or even cracked when exposed to this harsher liquid. That irritation makes it harder to keep clean, creating a cycle where odor and discomfort grow worse no matter how often you wash. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes less reliable. You may not feel thirsty, but your body is already dehydrated. Many older women sip just enough to keep from feeling dry, but not enough to keep the body balanced. The result is fatigue, digestive troubles, skin issues, and yes, stronger urine odor. I remember meeting a woman named Patricia, age 78. She admitted she had avoided water for years. She was afraid of not making it to the bathroom in time. She thought she was being careful. But her nurse encouraged her to start sipping water slowly throughout the day, beginning with a glass first thing in the morning. Patricia was hesitant, but she gave it a try. Within weeks, her urine became lighter in color. The smell faded. And something else happened too. Her skin looked brighter, and she felt more energetic. She smiled and told me I was scared of water for so long. I didn't realize avoiding it was making everything worse. That story carries an important lesson. More water does not mean more accidents. It means better health, better skin, better digestion, and less odor from the inside out. If you are still with me, type the number 3 in the comments. It's a small way to let me know you're here learning and taking steps for your own health. So here's the simple fix. Keep a glass of water nearby. Take steady, small sips. Don't wait until you feel thirsty, because by then, your body's already running low. Make hydration a quiet companion throughout your day. The difference is not just in how you smell, it's in how you feel, in your energy, in your confidence, in your freedom to live without embarrassment. Now that we've seen how hydration can actually protect you, let's move to the 4th mistake. This one has nothing to do with what you drink, but everything to do with what you wear. Mistake number 4, poor ventilation in clothing choice. What you wear every day is more than just a matter of fashion. It directly affects how your body breathes and ultimately how you smell. One of the biggest mistakes older women make is choosing clothing that traps heat and moisture instead of letting the skin breathe. Tight underwear, leggings, shapewear, pants made from synthetic fabrics like nylon, polyester, or spandex. These pieces may look neat, supportive, or stylish, but they create the perfect environment for odor to linger. Warmth plus moisture equals bacteria, and when bacteria thrive, odors follow. Think about this. Even a tiny leak of urine or simply the natural warmth of your body during the day has nowhere to escape if your clothing doesn't breathe. That trapped humidity clings to the skin. Over time, the sour smell builds and becomes more noticeable, especially after sitting for long periods or during activities like gardening, walking, or shopping. There's also the hidden laundry problem. Synthetic fabrics don't wash clean as easily as cotton or bamboo. They absorb body oils and odors deep into the fibers. Even after washing, they may still carry faint smells. When warmed again by body heat, those odors reactivate, so you feel like no matter how often you wash, something is still off. I recall speaking with Diane, a 70-year-old woman who struggled with odor for years. She bathed daily, used fresh pads, even switched detergents, but nothing worked. Then she realized her daily wardrobe was the culprit. She wore tight leggings made of stretchy fabric every single day. Once she swapped them for looser cotton pants and breathable underwear, the change was dramatic. It felt like a fog lifting, she told me. I hadn't realized my clothes were holding everything in. That story carries a simple truth. Clothes should help you feel free, not trapped. Soft, breathable fabrics allow air to circulate, keeping you cooler, drier, and fresher. Natural fibers like cotton or bamboo are gentle on the skin and allow moisture to evaporate instead of sitting on your body all day. Let's pause for a moment. If you are still here and finding this helpful, please type the number 4 in the comments. It's a quick way for me to know you're learning and staying engaged. Now, this doesn't mean you need to throw away every pair of leggings or shapewear, but it does mean paying attention. Ask yourself, do I give my body a chance to breathe? Could I switch to looser clothing even for part of the day? Could I rotate in more natural fabrics, especially for underwear and pants? These small choices matter. They don't just affect odor, they protect your skin, they reduce irritation, they boost your confidence when you walk into a room or sit next to someone. Think of it like opening a window in a stuffy house. Fresh air changes everything. Your body deserves that same breath of freshness each day. So if odor has been a lingering issue despite good hygiene and hydration, take a look at your closet. The solution may be hanging right there on a hanger. Now that we've covered clothing and ventilation, let's move forward to the 5th mistake. This one is not about what you wear, but how you care for the most delicate part of your body. Mistake number 5. Neglecting proper intimate hygiene. Many older women take pride in being clean. Daily showers, fresh clothes, carefully folded laundry. Yet even with all this effort, odor can persist. Why? Because general hygiene is not always the same as proper intimate hygiene. The truth is, the pelvic area has special needs. It is delicate. It has folds of skin where moisture and residue can build up. And if this area isn't cared for correctly, odors can linger no matter how often you shower. Some women make the mistake of using harsh soaps or heavily perfumed products. These can dry out the skin and upset its natural balance, leading to irritation and stronger smells. Others go to the opposite extreme and avoid washing the area altogether out of fear of discomfort. That too causes bacteria and urine residue to build up, clinging stubbornly even after wiping. The solution is simple but often overlooked. Warm water and a soft cloth, nothing more. No scrubbing, no medicated washes, just gentle care done consistently. For women who use incontinence pads or experience occasional leaks, a quick rinse or wipe with an unscented cleansing cloth during the day can make a remarkable difference. And after any noticeable accident, a change of clothes and a gentle refresh can stop odor before it sets in. I remember speaking with Eleanor, age 82. She bathed daily, sometimes even twice a day. She used perfumed soaps, powders, and sprays hoping to mask the odor, but the smell persisted. When she finally switched to rinsing with warm water twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, and drying carefully afterwards, she was stunned. "I thought I needed to scrub harder," she told me. "Turns out I just needed to be gentler." That's another key point. Drying thoroughly matters just as much as washing. Dampness left behind from a shower can trap odor, just like tight clothing does. A soft towel, a few extra seconds of attention, and you will notice the difference. So if you are still watching, type the number 5 in the comments. It lets me know you are here, paying attention and caring about your health. Proper intimate hygiene is not about doing more. It's about doing it right. It doesn't require fancy products, expensive treatments, or hours of effort. It requires awareness, consistency, kindness toward your body. When you begin treating this area with gentleness instead of either neglect or harshness, everything changes. You feel fresher, you feel more comfortable in your skin. You walk through your day with dignity and tact. Think of it like caring for a delicate fabric. Scrubbing too hard tears it. Ignoring it lets it stain. But a light hand, steady and consistent, keeps it beautiful for years. The same is true for your body. So if odor has been frustrating you despite your best efforts, shift your focus. Forget about perfumes and powders. Start with water, warmth, and patience. These simple steps bring powerful results. Now that we've talked about hygiene, let's turn to the final mistake. It may seem small, almost too simple to matter, but ignoring it can undo all the good work you've done so far. Mistake number 6, not changing underwear daily or after leaks. It may sound surprising, but one of the most powerful contributors to persistent urine odor is also one of the simplest to fix. Not changing underwear often enough. For many older women, routines change with age. Comfort takes priority over habit. Some wear the same pair of underwear from morning until bedtime, no matter what. Others even reuse a pair for more than one day if it looks clean. But even when there is no visible stain, small amounts of moisture or urine residue can remain in the fabric. And that residue, once warmed by body heat, begins to release odor with every movement. At first, the smell may not be strong, but as the hours pass, it becomes more noticeable, clinging not only to underwear, but also to outer clothing and even to chairs or cushions. What feels invisible to you can be obvious to someone sitting nearby. There is also the matter of laundry habits. Sometimes underwear isn't washed with enough detergent. Sometimes it isn't rinsed or dried completely. In other cases, clean underwear is stored near damp towels or used pads, allowing odors to transfer. All of these little details add up and create a cycle where the smell never fully disappears. I remember talking with Ruth, age 75. She was a woman who took great pride in her appearance. She wore neat dresses, styled her hair daily, and never skipped her morning bath. Yet she still battled unwanted odors. After a gentle conversation, she admitted that she only changed her underwear once a day, right before bed. When she began putting on a fresh pair each morning, and again after any leak, the odor vanished almost immediately. She laughed and told me I didn't think it mattered, but it was the missing piece. That story shows how something so small can make such a big difference. Fresh underwear each day is not just about hygiene. It's about confidence. It's about dignity. It's about walking into the world knowing you are clean and free. If you are still with me, type the number 6 in the comments. That way I know you are learning and staying with us until the end. Let's also remember this. Underwear is the first layer between your body and the world. It's the foundation of your comfort. Treating it as replaceable and renewable each day is a simple way to protect yourself. Think of it like fresh sheets on a bed. The moment you slide between them, you feel different, cleaner, safer, calmer. That same feeling can carry you through your day when you put on a fresh pair of underwear in the morning or replace them immediately after a leak. Yes, it may mean more laundry. Yes, it may take a little extra effort, but the reward is worth it. That small change restores freshness, protects skin, and eliminates the lingering odor that can hold you back. So if odor has been a concern for you, start with this simple step. Fresh underwear every single day. And if a leak happens, don't wait. Change right away. You'll notice the difference, and so will those around you. Now that we've gone through all 6 mistakes, let's bring everything together in a final message of hope and encouragement. Conclusion. Now that we've walked through these 6 common mistakes, I want you to pause for a moment and ask yourself, did any of them sound familiar? Maybe you recognized a small habit in your own routine, or maybe you thought of a loved one who has been quietly struggling with the same issue. Whatever the case, remember this. Smelling like urine is not an unavoidable part of aging. It is not something you have to accept as normal. It is simply a sign that something in your habits, your environment, or your health may need a little attention. And the beautiful part is this. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with one simple step. Change pads more often. Drink a glass of water in the morning. Choose cotton underwear. Rinse gently with warm water. Each small change builds up to a big difference. I've seen it happen again and again. Women who felt embarrassed, isolated, or frustrated discovered that by adjusting just one routine, they gained back confidence, dignity, and freedom, and you deserve that too. So here's my invitation to you. Share in the comments below which tip resonated most with you today. Was it something new you hadn't thought of before? Or a reminder of something you know you should do, but have been putting off? Your words matter, and your story could help someone else who feels alone in this journey. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to keep creating content that informs, encourages, and inspires. Thank you for joining me today. Stay strong, stay confident, and know that small steps can restore not just freshness, but the dignity you deserve every single day.